Hi, this is Marcia, and welcome to Module 1 of the Future Ready Academy. In this module, we're going to get started by thinking about what a future ready classroom would look like from the view of a student. When we're talking about being future ready and we want our students to become future ready, what does that look like? Well, in this video, I'm going to showcase 5 key things that you could put into your classroom. Now, they sound like really great ideas, and we really want to put them in there. But remember, we're just getting started. So we're going to build upon these foundational 5 key elements from now until the end of the course. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get ready to launch. All right, we're in Module 1 getting started, and this is from the viewpoint of the student, what we want our students to look like in a future-ready classroom environment. I'm going to start out by first talking about the resources. I know everybody waits to the end, but I want you to be able to write these down and research them as we go through, because remember, this is future ready. So if you find something that's your passion, follow it. The first resource is a futureready.org website. On that website, you're going to be able to go in as a team and be able to build and create your path of where you currently are and where you want to go. There's really great assessments, resources. I would really take a look at it if you're even thinking about coming future ready. The next one is the Ed Advocate. This one is talking about what it looks like from a teacher's point of view to become future ready. And the last one is one we're actually going to focus on a lot today. It's 5 ways to teach students on how to become future ready by Matt Miller. That's what I'm going to really use as my foundation of this module. So let's get started. First of all, let's take a look at what it looks like inside of a classroom. When we're talking about a future ready classroom, we got to think about what ways are changing. In these photos, you can see kids are using QR codes. They're using Play-Doh. They're even using Wiki Sticks. They're really talking, collaborating, and doing different things, not just sitting and watching. Here's another one. These students here, what are they doing? Are they communicating? Are they creating? Well, that's what it is. We're taking a look at transforming the classroom into these different modules where students have the ability to create. They have opportunities to learn more about their passions and interests. They have time to collaborate. They have a voice in how and what they want to learn. And also they're creating versus consuming. I know, you're thinking, wait, you talked about create. But we're talking about it in 2 different forms in this module. But we're talking about creating versus consuming, which is a big key part. We don't want the kids just to be consumers all the time. So our first key element that we're going to be talking about is how to create. What are we talking about by creating? When we're creating, we want the students to be sharing out ideas. We want them to create things that are going to share the ideas of what they are learning in class with other people. So for example, in this photo, they're talking about coding. Well, learning about coding, great, but what ideas can those students use if they start to learn how to code? The next one is solutions. Finding solutions that matter in society, for their career, for their college, whatever it is, they're finding solutions that matter. For example, one of my friend's sons decided that he had a problem. His problem was that he wasn't able to feed his dog because he had to play basketball after school. So he took the little bit and created an automatic dog feeder. That's a solution. That's following his passions. That's what we want. We want the students creating to find solutions. And for the audience, gotta have an audience, and multiple ways to showcase the creation is key. Just a PowerPoint doesn't always cut it. What ways can we showcase what we're doing and our ideas to that audience? Think about that Shark Tank. If everybody went in and watched and showed a PowerPoint, do you think people would really watch Shark Tank? All right, so the first one was create. Here's an example of what we're talking about, what create looks like. So we took the idea of coding and they created a song. What could they use that? Who knows? It's the idea that they get to change, and they're creating things that they have a passion for. That's our first one. Now we're on to number 2. Collaborate. How and why we need to find time to collaborate. Giving time within the class so the students can post to either social media that is protected within the building, like for example Seesaw, or they can be posting to their own classroom Twitter handle. Posting and when they're looking for ideas is one way to collaborate. Have you ever done that? Have you ever posted to Facebook and said, hey, I need a recipe for tonight? It happens, and then people respond back and give you answers. So that collaboration is becoming the key foundation of our society. Support. Being able to support each other as we're building and we're creating, collaborating things together. It's not just a fail and be like, oh, you didn't make it. It's like, no, here, I'll help you and we'll move along together. Also find time to reflect. We want to be able to think about the process from start to end. And what did that look like? That collaboration piece involves all three of those key elements: time to post, time to support, and time to reflect. Here's an example of a 8th and 7th grade classroom. This is a social studies classroom in Kirtland, Ohio, and the students are working together to work on a paper. So what you're going to see is the kids collaborating and working together while there's other learning modules happening at the same time.
Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys have it? Yes? You guys have it? You guys have it? Okay,
So who's in 8th grade? Who's 7th grade? Do you guys like this?
Yeah.
You guys like it? I am. It is a study.
Right up here.
So you can see the students are working together. The 8th grade students are working with the 7th grade students and collaborating and working together on a project. It's a great environment. We're showcasing that you can learn from each other. That collaboration is key. Number 3, opportunities. We have to provide opportunities for students to think outside of the box. And what ways can we do that? By allowing them to explore and find their passion. What is it that gets them excited? If you ask me what's my passion, I can list out 5 to 6 different things. But sometimes when we ask students what their passion is, they don't know yet. So we had to give them opportunities to find their passions. Allow the door to be opened so they can go and explore. Watch. Sometimes students just need time to watch. When you're finding opportunities, it's not necessarily sitting inside of the classroom, it's actually getting out in the field. Maybe ask the students, go to the grocery store, stand in line. Do you see anything there that could help society? Can you create anything? So teaching the kids on what it means to watch and to learn to find those opportunities. And then plan. Students want a choice in how and what they are learning. Give them an opportunity to help you plan as a teacher to create those lessons so it becomes a group effort. It's not just the teacher creating all the lessons, it's the students. Surveys are a really great way to start, and it's not too intimidating. Here's an example of that classroom environment that we just kind of saw, where the students are using those opportunities to learn more about their social studies. What's really great is this is out in the hallway while the classrooms are in the different modules, and the students are able to work out in the hallways. They're able to work in these breakout rooms. It's a really cool environment. That's Mentor High School. Creating versus consuming. What we mean by creating, we want the students to be able to create. By creating, it gives them an advantage in their next career, college, or even in citizenship. If we just teach the students how to consume, they're not going to have such a great leg up on their competitor when they're going out for a job. So we really want them to be able to create. And when they create versus consume, they will remember. It takes away the fact of that study for a test, and then when the test happens, they forget. And then before the high stakes test, you'll see teachers for 3 weeks cramming as much information as they can. But if they create it along the pathway, we won't have to worry so much about them remembering. And then give them opportunities of showcasing. Some kids really like creating PowerPoints. Great, but give them other opportunities. Give them things that they could build, they could create with. It could be online, it could be offline, hands-on. This is a 4th grade student in Santa Monica, California, and she is building a mini home because you want to talk about area and perimeter. Did it take advantage of her being able to create? You give her a leg up, it'll give her a chance to remember area and perimeter, and it gives her time to showcase. She's actually going to be able to build a 3D home to showcase what it would look like if she could build her tiny house. Here's an example of those students now where they're creating versus just consuming. So they're creating different aspects of like figuring out how to work together. They're building online modules, and they're doing this all within a different rotation within their classroom. Last but not least, let's talk about voice. How can we give the students voice? Through blogs. Allow the students to create blogs where they can showcase what they found and talk about what they learned for the day. Create videos. Students love to watch and create videos. Why not give them a voice where they become their own YouTube star and allow them to create videos talking about what they learned that day? And also give them time to share. Share with their colleagues that showcase what they are learning about and allow them to give some insight and some voice as to how they can make it better. Here's an example of the students where they are creating and sharing using Flipgrid. Again, this is in Santa Monica, California. The students are outside, they're doing a book report, and they're creating a Flipgrid to go along with their book report. Alright, there you go. Module 1, getting started. Hopefully it was a good overview about like what it would look like from a viewpoint of a student, from creating to collaborating to giving them voice to giving them opportunities. Again, my name is Marcia Kish. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to see you in our next module.